All right, everyone, we're doing an off-camera video today because, as you may be able to hear in my voice, I'm not feeling 100%. Caught that virus that you've probably heard talked about a bunch over the last couple years. I am feeling much better today than I was yesterday, so hopefully it is all uphill from here. But there is a couple brand new gaming news stories we need to talk about and break down, starting with Sonic Frontiers being confirmed to be part of Gamescom 2022, and it promises to offer some brand new information that we do not know about the game, potentially including the release date. Then the big talking point for today's video has to do with the brand new Splatoon 3 Direct that we saw Nintendo put on earlier this morning, a recap of some of the notable announcements, and also a large discussion with some interesting NSO app integration, and a discussion around how fans are feeling about this title, because there's some interesting dialogue going back and forth, and we have to break down where your hype level should be for this release, whether you are a returning Splatoon fan or someone brand new. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. As I mentioned, guys, we got a couple different stories to unpack today, and we are kicking it off with a conversation around Sonic Frontiers, because if you have been around on the channel for a while, you will know that I am very hyped for this release. However, I also have my concerns with it because of how mainly I think it was marketed so far, as we saw originally that IGN first partnership where Sega essentially revealed individual components of the game instead of like that hype mashup trailer that got people feeling a lot better when we did see that featured at the last Nintendo Direct partner showcase, and it looked like there was a bunch more to do, as well as side zones that looked more akin to classical Sonic levels for progression, and it just highlighted it in a very nice way versus what we'd seen with IGN, where you only see Sonic traversing through an open world, encountering no enemies because you're only supposed to be focusing on the open world or open zone aspect rather of this game, and then one exclusively on combat, which does look intriguing, but they really didn't pull back the full curtain on if there's upgrade paths. We know there are, according to interviews that have taken place with the staff, but you know, it wasn't some of that blowout content that we want to get excited about a Sonic Frontiers game, even having multiple interviews with Takahashi Iizuka essentially just saying that, you know what, gamers don't understand what we're going for with open zone gameplay. And so yes, this is a divisive title among Sonic fans, and we have seen Sega make plenty of missteps with the 3D era of Sonic games, so there's a lot of reason to be hesitant around setting high expectations for this release. But the reason it is in the news today is because it has been confirmed the next date that we can expect some more brand new footage and most likely new information around when this game will release. As you can see the following posted up over on VGC, where it says news about Sonic Frontiers will be shared during Gamescom. The Sega platformer still doesn't have a confirmed release date. Jeff Keighley and Sega have announced that a new look and news about Sonic Frontiers will be part of Gamescom Opening Night Live. It's true, Sonic the Hedgehog is coming to Gamescom Open Night Live, Keighley tweeted. Tune in live on Tuesday, August 23rd for a world premiere look and news about Sonic Frontiers during Opening Night Live. Sonic Frontiers is still slated for release in 2022 for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC, and Sega has said it's targeting high review scores for the game. However, no firm release date has been revealed. Sonic Frontiers will be playable in the UK for the first time ever in September as part of the EGX convention taking place in London from September 22nd to the 25th. Despite fan backlash to the game from fans, Sonic Team studio head Takahashi Iizuka told VGC that the game wouldn't be delayed to address the feedback. So if I'm Sega at this point in time, seeing all of the talk online and really a divided opinion around how quality this game will be, I would not hold back any punches at Sonic Frontiers' next presentation. Come out with a super hype trailer that does show future zones in the game, not just the early forest one. Go ahead and show us more of those side levels that we can expect as well, and give us a detailed look at skill tree and combat abilities, in-depth story sequences that get us curious about what's going on in this world and why Sonic is there to begin with, and do it all in a concise trailer format similar to what we saw at the Nintendo Direct presentation, but just revealing more new details, and finally reveal that release date at the end of the trailer and show people where they can pre-order the game and have it ready to go. And hopefully we get a couple more exciting trailers leading up to launch. And by all accounts, the back half of 2022 will be very busy for my personal calendar, with all the different Nintendo Switch titles coming out, as well as Sonic Frontiers, that depending on how it runs on Switch hardware, I may end up picking that up on the Switch, or I may end up picking that up on the PS5. While I would like to play it portably and have that option, I still would very much prefer a smoother frame rate and better textures and resolutions, but we will see how it ultimately looks. So far, based off the Switch Switch footage that's been out there from the Direct mini trailer, it looked far more impressive than I was originally anticipating. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below where your thoughts lie with Sonic Frontiers and the slow drip feed communication we've seen with Sega around revealing different aspects of this game. Are you hopeful, and do you think that this will be a new direction that's exciting for 3D Sonic games and you're going to be back on board to check it out at release? Are you somebody that's in the middle and will definitely wait for reviews before you consider picking up this title? Or based off what you've seen so far, do you just think it's going to be another flop of a 3D Sonic game and it really doesn't have you interested to pick it up at all? So please share all your thoughts and feelings on all things Sonic Frontiers in the comments down below. Now, the other story we're talking about today has to do with the Splatoon 3 Nintendo Direct that did take place earlier today that revealed plenty of new features and upgrades around this game and what to expect, and some interesting dialogue because some fans definitely have the opinion that this is way too akin to Splatoon 2 and maybe doesn't justify a brand new entry in the series. I am not personally on that side of the camp, but we will dive into that more in the back half of this. To start off, we did learn a lot new that we didn't know previously, and I will tell you guys, and you may remember if you've watched the previous video when I talked about this Direct taking place, I did not give Splatoon a fair enough chance at all. I've played it very briefly, Splatoon 2 on the Wii U. So I was watching this essentially looking to get sold by Nintendo to get into the series, play online, have the fun that it has to offer, and you know what? They did a great job in this presentation. Now, yes, a lot of it is stuff that if you are immersed in the Splatoon world already, you may know this information, but I think Nintendo knows where they are at now, even though this game already does have a huge following on the Switch since Splatoon 2 was ported over to that console. This is still the first main brand new title that we've seen launch on the platform, and I think they knew that they were speaking to a mix of veteran Splatoon players and some brand new eyeballs that just want to see what all the hype is about this multiplayer game, which it does have a single player mode also, which I wanted to know more about, by the way. They kind of glossed over that, and I'm assuming they may, save that for an extra trailer, but I'm all for being able to play single player game by myself when I'm just alone, and then if I feel like playing online or with friends locally, I want to have that option as well. But you can argue that yes, absolutely, this game is marketed primarily as a online focused multiplayer game where you can team up with friends and have fun progressing in the leaderboard, which, by the way, if you are somebody who has played tons of hours into Splatoon 2, you will be excited to know that Nintendo is supporting a feature where it looks for your save file and gives you perks and a higher ranking level out of the gate in this new Splatoon 3 game, which of course is great news for returning players that have put serious time into Splatoon 2 on the Nintendo Switch. And then one cool feature that they did highlight that stuck out to me, almost signified Nintendo knows that people want a smoother online gameplay experience when connecting with friends and things like that, as they have the following lobby features where it's detailed from Nintendo Everything. As it says, the Splatsville lobby is a host to a number of features. Online friends appear as 3D holograms. In battle, it's easy to join as an ally or drop in as an opponent. And by forming a team and playing, players can see what friends are up to at any given moment. The lobby also includes a memory player which can replay recent battles. So Nintendo prioritizing friend connection and making it easy to hop into matches is a great thing, and I just hope that it translates into deeper integration at the console level. But they even noted a reason that you should have the Nintendo Switch Online app that I'm sure everybody already has downloaded. That's sarcasm, by the way, and start to use it because they do actually have something called Splatnet 3, where not only can you see all your rankings, online leaderboards, and all that good stuff, but you can actually purchase items in a store at that Splatnet 3 front that won't be available in the game. So I'm sure it's going to drive some extra users to download that app. Now, why we need to have an app in 2022 to voice chat with friends is still a ridiculous concept in my opinion, and Nintendo just needs to bake it into the Switch native hardware. But if you are going to download the app, at least you have a reason to, with some exclusive items as well as wallpapers for your phone, which is kind of a nice extra perk. Now, in terms of my opinion around the talk online of some people suggesting that maybe this isn't content heavy enough or different enough from Splatoon 2 to really justify being its own sequel, I, in my mind, when I see this game, think of something similar to Smash Bros, where I think many people could look back not even that long ago and look at Smash Bros released on the Wii U and then look at Smash Ultimate, and you could probably argue the same case, that the graphical textures and how the game plays is extremely similar. Is Smash Ultimate worth its own standalone upgrade? Well, yes, it is, because they refined the mechanics slightly from how Smash Wii U plays. They broadened the character roster, and they just came in so content heavy DLC with quality of life improvements that Smash Ultimate is now the definitive way to experience that franchise. And you know, if you are a hardcore long-term Smash fan, that the formula just works. So while you do want to see refinements and tweaks to what you can do in the game, you don't want to have like a 3 versus 3 fighter that takes away the platforming element. That's not going to be Smash Bros anymore. Like, yes, it'll be different, but it's not going to be a Smash Bros game or feel or play like a Smash Bros game. And so I don't think you screw with a formula that by all accounts has a large fan base behind these Splatoon games. You just refine and tweak them, add in new gameplay mechanics, which they highlighted many of which in this direct. You make the game just a little bit smoother and prettier on the surface, and you market it as a brand new title. And this is the first one that will be natively developed and only supported on the Nintendo Switch and not a Wii U port over to the console. So I think the brand new iteration with Splatoon 3 is entirely justified, and this will be one I'm excited to pick up on day one and hop into immediately. I am hopeful that the game feels very content heavy out of the gate. When you have a 30-minute presentation, it seems like they have a lot, and some stuff they haven't even talked about yet. So I'm not quite as worried with this game when we talk about things like the free DLC roadmap that Nintendo did mention, that I am not a fan of at all, because it's like, if it's free content, why not throw it in there at launch? But the difference is if they take the Mario sports game approach, where it is a content light game at release, and then they commit to making it the full experience over the next year, that I am not a fan of. However, these multiplayer games where you want to add in new weapons and stages as you go, I can see this being a positive thing. It is just kind of interesting to already be talking about it before we have the game released at all. And beyond that, we even know that a quote-unquote large-scale paid DLC will be in the works for this game, and support of just 2 years of post-launch updates and things. So you know what, it is an exciting time to be a Splatoon fan. If the game launches content complete, or what you could consider content complete, and you have this extra stuff to look forward to afterwards, I am all for it. If it feels bare bones, and I don't think it does based off of what Nintendo has showcased already for the title, then I may change my tune. But personally, for me, I am ready for this game to launch. There will be a Splatfest event taking place, which you can actually go in and download the demo ahead of time on August 18th in the eShop. Certain parts of the demo will be available to play on August 25th, and then the main events for that Splatfest will be held on August 27th. So you do get just a little bit of an early look at the hands-on gameplay before we ultimately see this launch. I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video on both the different stories we talked about today. How are you feeling about Sonic Frontiers with everything we know so far, and what are you hopeful we see revealed and focused on for this game at Gamescom 2022 later this month? And definitely share with me what you thought of today's Splatoon 3 Nintendo Direct. Now that we've had a 30-minute plus blowout presentation, how are you personally feeling about the game, the different modes that were highlighted? Do you want to know more about the single player story aspect, or that really is not important to you? And right now, with everything you have seen, do you feel like this is justifiably a day one pickup for you personally? And what do you think about the DLC and roadmap of free updates that they announced at this event? Are you a fan of it or not? Regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch Monday's video next if you haven't already, where we discuss the announcement of the Splatoon 3 focused Nintendo Direct and have a broad conversation on whether or not Nintendo may continue to do game-specific directs for series that we have not seen get that treatment so far, such as The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.